Rain streaks the cafe windows, blurring the city into an impressionistic painting of light and shadow. John sits alone, his anxiety palpable as his fingers beat a nervous tattoo on the worn tabletop. His gaze flickers repeatedly towards the entrance, a silent question in his eyes. Each raindrop seems to amplify the tension, turning the cozy cafe into a stage for unspoken anticipation. Sunlight floods the cafe as Henry faces John, dust motes swirling in the bright rays. Henry leans forward, concern etched deeply on his face. His expression conveys care and worry. "John, I've noticed your family hasn't been at any of the company events. Is everything all right?" Sunlight floods the bustling cafe as John sits across from Henry, a nervous smile stretched across his face. John gestures expansively, weaving an elaborate tale of his idyllic family life. "Oh, my family? They're wonderful," John gushes, his eyes gleaming with what seems to be genuine affection. "You'll meet them soon, I promise," John adds, a hint of desperation coloring his tone. Henry listens intently, his expression unreadable as he absorbs John's enthusiastic description. The cafe bustles around them, oblivious to the undercurrent of tension in their seemingly pleasant conversation. John exits the cafe, the weight of a lie pressing down on him. Rain lashes down, instantly soaking his clothes as he steps onto the street. The downpour blurs the world around him, mirroring his inner turmoil. Lost in thought, John accidentally bumps into Christine. He stumbles, the unexpected collision jolting him back to reality. Ben stands beside Christine, a silent observer of the sudden encounter. Rain streaks down the cafe windows as Henry steps out, the city pavement slick beneath his feet. Across the street, John, Christine, and Ben huddle under an umbrella, their laughter echoing in the rain. Henry watches them, a silent observer, a flicker of sadness clouding his eyes. Mistaking their camaraderie for kinship, a pang of longing washes over him in the downpour. Rain cascades, turning the city into a blur as John, soaked and haunted, urgently pulls Christine and Ben closer. His voice drops to a desperate whisper, the urgency palpable as he seeks their aid. "Christine, Ben, I need your help," John pleads, his eyes reflecting the storm's turmoil. "Just for a minute. I promise I'll explain everything," he assures, seeking trust amidst the downpour. Rain blurs neon lights as Ben gestures wildly, pleading with John on the rain-slicked street. John smirks, considering Ben's offer. "Come on, John. Just one evening. It's a brand new phone." Christine stands beside Ben, arms crossed, resigned. "One evening, Ben. That's it." The rain intensifies, mirroring the tense negotiation between the trio under the city's vibrant glow. Dim lights stretch long shadows across the cafe, where John, Christine, and Ben sit closely, attempting to look natural. Nervous glances pass between them, each straining to project an image of familial warmth. Henry raises his glass, a knowing smirk subtly playing on his lips, hinting at hidden intentions. "To John and his wonderful family," Henry says, the words hanging heavy with irony in the dimly lit space. The cafe glows, warm light bathing checkered tables. Ben's eyes sparkle with mischief. Ben, mid-20s, brazenly steals fries from John's plate. John watches, a fond smile softening his features. A familiar family dynamic blooms between them. The scene radiates easy camaraderie and affection. A sense of warmth washes over, evoking a feeling of belonging. City lights blur behind Henry as he gestures, a wide smile lighting his face. "I'm inviting you to the office party tomorrow," Henry declares, his voice ringing with excitement. Christine stares, speechless, her mouth slightly agape at Henry's sudden pronouncement. John's eyes widen, a fleeting shadow momentarily darkening his expression. The city's vibrant chaos swirls around them, mirroring the unspoken tension. Under the dim streetlights, shadows twist around John as he faces Christine, his figure etched with deep regret. The silence hangs heavy between them, broken only by the distant hum of the city. John's voice, thick with remorse, cuts through the night. "I am sorry, Christine." His shoulders slump as he confesses, "I had no right to ask you for help." He looks up, vulnerability in his eyes. I I just didn't feel alone for the first time in a long time. The weight of his words hangs in the air, a raw plea for understanding under the cold streetlights. Under the soft glow of streetlights, Christine, Ben, and John gather on a park bench as night descends. Their hushed voices carry on the night air as they rehearse their fake family story. Laughter bubbles up between them, echoing softly in the quiet park. Each word is practiced, each gesture refined, blending into a tapestry of shared anticipation. Beneath the starlit sky, their camaraderie deepens, forging bonds beyond the script. Night drapes over the park, shadows twisting under the trees as Ben teases John with a playful smirk. Christine's polite smile blossoms into genuine amusement, her eyes sparkling in the dim light. John, distracted, finds himself watching Christine, drawn to her warmth and strength. Her laughter echoes softly, a confident posture revealing her inner resilience and joy. In the tranquil night, unspoken admiration flickers between John and Christine. In the opulent ballroom, John fidgets nervously near the entrance, his tie a focal point of his anxiety. The grand ballroom buzzes with vibrant energy, a stark contrast to John's solitary unease. His gaze remains fixed on the doorway, a beacon of hope amidst the swirling chaos. Each second stretches into an eternity as he anticipates a momentous arrival. The air crackles with unspoken expectations, amplifying John's internal tension. His heart pounds in anticipation, a drumbeat against the backdrop of elegant music. The ballroom glitters, chandeliers casting a golden light on the gathered crowd. Christine enters, her gaze sweeping across the room in search of a familiar face. Her eyes lock onto John, a silent acknowledgement passing between them. Christine wears the coat John bought, a tangible symbol of their connection. John's admiration is evident as he gazes at Christine, a soft smile gracing his lips. "You look beautiful," John whispers, his words a warm embrace in the bustling ballroom. Crystal chandeliers blaze over the grand ballroom as dancers swirl in a glittering spectacle. Harry appears, impeccably dressed, his smug confidence cutting through the joyful atmosphere. His eyes narrow as he surveys the scene, a calculating glint in his gaze. "So, Christine, still slumming it with John, I see?" Harry's words drips with condescension. The grand ballroom glitters, chandeliers casting light on a sea of faces, each lost in the dance's embrace. Amidst the swirling gowns, John steps forward, his face a mask of grim resolve, his eyes locked on a distant target. Across the room, a confrontation ignites as Ben turns on Harry, his voice a thunderclap amidst the music. John's voice cuts through the air, a promise and a threat. "I will not let you hurt her." Ben's anguished cry echoes, betrayal and pain lacing every word. "How could you leave us, Harry? After everything?" The ballroom's music fades, the lively chatter subsiding into a hush. All eyes converge, drawn to the unfolding drama. A palpable tension fills the grand ballroom, thick enough to cut through with a knife. Henry's stern gaze pierces through the crowd, locking onto John with unwavering intensity. In the charged silence, Henry's demand cuts through the air. "I demand an explanation, John." In the opulent ballroom, John stands bathed in soft light, sweat glistening, an image of utter defeat. "I lied about my family, Christine," he confesses, the weight of his deceit palpable in the grand space. His voice cracks, echoing his profound regret in the silent, expansive ballroom. He pivots, his gaze intense, locking onto Christine, sincerity fighting through the layers of his deception. "I wanted you to see me as someone worthy," he continues, his voice raw with vulnerability. "But the truth is, my feelings for you are real," he declares, his heart laid bare amidst the opulence. The ballroom glistens under soft lights, its polished floor reflecting the silent drama as Christine listens intently. John's heartfelt words linger in the air, a delicate pause, amplifying the unspoken emotions between them. Christine's voice trembles slightly, her eyes reflecting a mix of vulnerability and longing as she admits, "I was scared." A poignant declaration hangs in the balance. "But I don't want it to end," Christine confesses, her gaze fixed on John. The grand ballroom glitters, lights scattering across the polished floor, but a palpable tension hangs heavy in the air. Ben, a mischievous glint in his eyes, claps his hands together, breaking the silence. "All right, lovebirds. Enough with the staring." Ben's voice cuts through the room, laced with playful challenge. He turns his gaze upon John and Christine. "Someone needs to kiss someone. John, Christine, don't be shy." Inside Henry's office, the atmosphere is heavy. John stands, awaiting a life-altering verdict. The weight of unspoken tension fills the room as John anticipates the words that will reshape his future. His eyes reflect a mix of apprehension and resolve as the silence stretches, thick with uncertainty. Each tick of the clock amplifies the gravity of the moment, hanging palpably in the air. The air grows heavy, thick with the quiet dread of the inevitable, life-altering decision. Sunlight floods Henry's office, illuminating dust and a large desk where Henry sits, smiling warmly. John stands nervously before Henry, shifting, awaiting news that could change everything. Henry's words cut through the silence. "John, I've been watching your performance closely." A life-altering offer hangs in the air as Henry declares, "Therefore, I'm offering you a promotion." John emerges from the building, his silhouette framed against the doorway, stepping into the bright day. Christine and Ben wait outside, their faces etched with anxiety and anticipation. John approaches, his expression unreadable as he closes the distance. He pauses, a glint of determination in his eyes as he addresses them directly. "Are you ready for our next chapter?" John asks, his words hanging in the air. The morning sun paints long shadows as Ben surveys the street, a question hanging in the air. "Is breakfast included?" Ben asks, his gaze sharp and expectant. Unnoticed, Christine's fingers subtly intertwine with John's, a silent language of affection. John's eyes soften, a tender smile gracing his lips as he shares a quiet moment with Christine. A profound sense of belonging washes over John as he makes a heartfelt declaration. "Finally, I've found a family," John says, his voice filled with a depth of emotion. Like, share, and subscribe for more heart-touching cinematic stories. Comment more if you want part 2. Hit the bell icon to never miss our next cinematic emotional story.